platform for the truth. You are now tuned in to the Artist Spot with Taylor B. And I'm sitting here in Paoli, Pennsylvania, and I have a very special, talented young artist by the name of Roi Lush.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, Roy?
I can't complain at all, man. It's a lovely day out here.
It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day out here, and this is our hometown.
Oh yeah, hometown. Right? Grew up about a half mile over the hills over there.
Right.
So man, oh man, it's a homecoming for me. It's comfortable. I feel comfortable in here.
Feel good, right?
Absolutely.
Home court advantage.
Right.
That's what it is.
Home court advantage always.
That's what it is. So Roy, do you have any nicknames?
Nicknames. As far as nicknames, just Roi, Lush, Lucky. Growing up out here, that's really it. But like most of them came from like playing sports, football, basketball, baseball. Growing up around here in the suburbs, but then it just turned to Roi Lush during high school, and it stuck.
Okay, so what's this I hear about this mainline assassin? Who's that?
Who's mainline assassin is me. You see,
okay.
That phrase was coined in like 2013. Okay. One of my really good friends, Jerry Irenke, who's a good friend, sound engineer, lives in Los Angeles right now, actually. And I was down in like Pottstown with him for like 4 or 5 years doing music and everything like that. And he's actually from King of Prussia, went to Malvern Prep, played soccer there and whatnot, and so I just came in the booth and I was flaming it one time, and he was like, "Ooh, mainline assassin." I'm like, I kind of like that, so I just coined that phrase for myself, and now I just tag it in everything I'm in.
Yeah, that's dope. I like that. I think you should keep that.
Definitely, absolutely.
Because it's not a lot of artists from the mainline anyway. So.
Not at all, exactly. A couple of us, fourth quarter, big up to him. I mean, he kind of paved the way for all that. I mean, Paoli anyway.
Good. So, tell us, how long have you been making music?
Oh man, I've been making music now since about 2012. I was a senior in college when I first wrote my first song, so it's about 5 years ago now.
Nice.
Not too long.
Nice. And what inspired you to start writing?
Love of poetry, really. Like I used to be in the back of class, sometimes bored, checking out. And I'm not saying that you should always check out of class. However, like it happens at times.
Right.
And so I would just take my little pieces of paper and a pen. I would just write some little rhymes and like poems and stuff, take them back to my dorm. And I was just like doing them over like industry beats at the time. And then people would just come past my dorm and be like, "Wow, like that actually sounds all right. Like, do you write music?" And I'm like, "No, I just was bored in class today." And so it just kind of
picked up from
exactly. Yeah, it was crazy.
So at what point? So you kind of touched on it here, but at what point did you really know that it was time for you to take it to the next level?
About 2 years ago, I was in my first year of teaching actually at Valley Forge Middle School down the street from here.
I went to Valley Forge Middle School.
Okay, yeah.
We own, baby.
So did I, exactly.
This is home.
Went to Valley Forge, came back, started teaching there. And then, so I had my first time at a music festival in April of 2016 down in Southwest, down in Austin, Texas. And it was just the most inspiring experience for any musical artist, producer, promoter. It was crazy. So I like came back home talking about family and friends about it. And they were like, man, like you don't have any kids, you're not married or anything, man. Like take the shot, go after it. So, I mean, that's why I'm here today, full time.
That's good. And sometimes when you're on a stage like that, I think it inspires you because you feel all the positivity.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The vibes,
yeah, it's to like go somewhere different and then have people accept you and your music, and they're singing the hooks back to you, and like they don't know you from a can of paint, and
right.
you don't sound like them, you definitely don't dress like them. I mean, I think that East Coast is always so like advanced in like fashion or whatever, because we like go places and like people are like, y'all wear that? Like, yeah, like we've been wearing it.
Yeah,
like you're late.
We away for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like seriously. So it's a humbling experience to like go places and people start to like pick up on your music and they start to love you for the person that you are, and this genuine love and respect back.
Absolutely. So tell us how would you classify yourself as an artist? Because I would say nowadays you have like trap artists,
Oh
you
yeah,
have lyricists, you have people who just rapping, got like that R&B type of flow. How would you classify your music?
definitely not a trap artist.
Thank you. I
Definitely not
love
a trap
you.
artist. I'm
Love
a
you.
lyricist at heart. I
Yes.
grew up listening to Rockefeller, um, Rough Riders, Dipset, Biggie, Pac, Nas, Rakim. So it's like those are my musical hip hop influences anyway. Although I love R&B music, like that's my first love. You know, so I'm definitely a lyricist first, but I can do some trap songs. I'm just not a trap artist at all.
And it's nothing wrong with that, and
Not at all.
I'm glad you're not, because I think the industry is too saturated with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's
And
definitely oversaturated now.
and to me, it would be one thing if the trap music, if some of it had like some sort of message, but it seems like it's just telling our kids to kill themselves,
Do drugs, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's no message.
And then it's just
to
rhyming words, like it's just bubblegum stuff. But I don't hate on their grind because
Right.
many of them have a crazy grind and a crazy following.
Right.
And you can't hate on people just trying to come up in the world, but at the same time, hip hop from when I grew up was all about substance and trying to learn from each other and try to build each other up in the community and the people that we are. We're very, very smart people, and we need to be constantly taught that we're smart people. Like we can do anything that we want, anything. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. Loving your answers here. So tell me about any collaborations that you've done and any that you would like to do in the future.
Collabs,
including like major artist collabs.
As far as major artist collabs, I like don't even have any really.
No, I mean like who would you want to collab with as far as
who would I love to in the future? Definitely J. Cole, Big Sean, G Easy, Logic. Of course, like a dream collab is always Jay. I mean, I always like.
Jay Z, your favorite?
Oh yeah, Jay Z's by far. I mean, Lev, who's my big brother, promoter, whatever,
Shout out to
knew
Lev.
every single new Jay Z song the day it came out. He would just come home and just play it, and then over time, it just I just his style just kept evolving. And over time, like his music is timeless. Like it's over 2 decades of just great music and great albums and great visuals, great interviews. Like I want to be that. Like I want to get to that status, but it just it just takes a lot of work.
Absolutely, because he put a lot of work.
A whole lot of work. Yeah, whole lot of work.
So since we're on that subject, how do you feel about his new album?
I love it, man. Like I think it's a breath of fresh air. I think it's something that hip hop needed, especially to hear from a person that's been doing it for so long to come out and like speak on some real topics that people need to hear, like coming together to buy property. I mean, we're so focused on material things and like buying the Jordans and the Gucci,
or the latest car,
exactly, like to like a status, and it's not about that. It's about thinking bigger about your future family that you're trying to feed, the people that you grew up with. It's trying to invest in yourself is the best thing. And he spoke some true things, and he let us in to some controversial things that people didn't really know, but then he kind of told us all what was going on. Like,
because he's a very private person.
Oh yeah, so. Yeah. So it was a great experience to hear that from him. Different. Yeah. It was different.
Yeah, that's what's up.
He's humble.
He is.
He's humble.
I think he is more so now than he was.
What? Yeah, true, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So tell me, what do you think is the most challenging aspect of being an artist?
The most challenging aspect about being an artist is, you know what? I was having a conversation about this the other day. Sometimes, like, you find yourself comparing yourself and like where you are to different artists who are like doing the same thing. And like you can't do that. Like you have to run your race. Like you got to stay focused on your goals and what you're trying to do. And like the more that you compare yourself, the more that you're going to be like unsatisfied with where you're at.
Right. You're always going to be judging yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You're comparing yourself constantly.
True. And so now I'm just like learning as myself to just get better each day. Get better at writing. promoting myself, trying to find different avenues to market myself. Um, that's how I've been able to grow right now, and it's a really really beautiful thing.
So tell me, what do you enjoy most about the process of being an artist? Is it the writing? Is it the recording? Is it touring?
It, it
What's your favorite?
I have a different love for each process. You know, it's great to hear a beat that just inspires you to write, and then you just get that one topic and you stay on that topic, and then the song comes together, and then it becomes a song. The recording process is like great, and you have people around you that care about you, they care about your uh, music, and they have their opinions at times, and then like you take them, you take the criticism, take the praise, and you just try to be the best person, the best rapper, hip hop artist that you can. But me personally, I love to perform. You know, it didn't always start out great. I'm not gonna lie. I was like standing in one spot with a voiceover behind me. I didn't really know how to capture a crowd, and it takes one time to get booed for you to know that you need to change your style and like how
Yeah.
you do things. I'll never forget.
Did you
I,
get
I
booed?
was doing a Cheney Lincoln party at the Star down in
Okay.
Westchester,
Rough crowd.
and man, I was opening for Lee Mason at the time, and you know, like the first 10 seconds, it was just boo, and it just rang out throughout the whole thing, hundreds of people. However, I did not stop my performance. Like I got through all 10 minutes of it, and this dude came up to me at the end. He was like, "I respect that," and I was like, "Man, I just got booed by like 300 people." He's like, "Look, that's not the point. It was like you had something to say, and like you made sure we all heard it,
Right.
and keep going, keep grinding. But I also think you should like change the way you do things." And I was like, you know what? Thank you for that, man. And took the time to go study people like Jay, study people like DMX, LL Cool J, Run DMC, and you just learn. You have to always learn from like all of the things and the experiences that you have.
Right. You have to. I think that's good too. I think for an artist, you have to watch other artists
Oh yeah.
rock the stage.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not saying you're copying, but you get that and you incorporate things into your own
Yeah,
performance.
exactly. You take your own style to it as well.
Right.
Make your own twist.
Right. So where do you see yourself being in the next 5 years? Where do you want your career to be?
I would like to be touring. I would like to have some people like sign to my royalty label that I have. You know, I'm just like starting it by myself right now, but hopefully, I like get to a status of where I'm like touring myself, um, having fun doing it with my family, close friends, managers, and then giving back to the people that helped me to get to where I'm at. You know, I think that's the most beautiful thing in life. If you can get to a spot to where you can start giving back, helping other people reach their dreams, it just makes you feel great. You know, so that's where I'm at with it.
So tell me, how do you think? What do you feel about Philadelphia? I mean, that's our major city.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the artists out of Philly, and how do you feel about the way they support each other? Do you think it's a good support system? Do you think we're for each other? Tell me how you feel about that, or any experiences that you've had with other artists.
Let's just be completely honest.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I don't think the support is there at all for people that do the same thing. It's very, very frustrating at times. You know, like you would think a big city like that would like try to help people and like and push people along. It seems as though now that people have to leave Philly to get to where they really want to get to, you know, and that's kind of like
It's a shame.
frustrating. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. But there's some talented people out here though, like Chill Moody, Sean Smith, um, Corey Lee. Like they're actually doing some like huge things, and they're like not really big yet, but they're kind of flying under the radar. But you got those PNB Rocks and little Uzi Verts and like Core and yeah, yeah, you know, it's just crazy. Yeah, like the names, like what is the little, you know what? Like I'm not gonna get that because I shouldn't. But the dude makes music for his fans. you know. And like if you're a hip hop lover, you don't necessarily like it, but he has his own niche and he's doing well with it. I just don't really, I don't really listen to him.
I think there is a lane for everything. I think what the problem is today, because even back in our day, in the '93, and coming up with the golden era of hip hop,
Oh yeah.
we had artists that were like the party and the bullshit type of artists.
Oh yeah.
And we also had more conscious artists like the Wu Tangs, the Mobb Deeps, and stuff like that. I think back then it was more of a balance. I think that's what the difference is today. I think there's still, because you still have underground, but I think there's no balance with it now.
Exactly.
And I think
not mainstream anyway.
Yeah, the mainstream is not balanced, and I think the trap has oversaturated the mainstream, and I think that's the issue. The balance is off. So
I think that people like J. Cole, Big Sean, Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, the people that are very, very successful with real hip hop and lyricism, like you can kind of see its influence coming back out. Like people really do appreciate the art that hip hop actually is.
I'm glad that people your age get to see that. And you have a good head on your shoulders, so I like that.
Thank you.
I know you. You come from a great family, so.
Appreciate that.
I want to ask you about your projects. What projects do you have out right now? What are you working on?
Okay, so I have Royalty, Volume 1. It was my very first mixtape. I think I released that in 2013. Did pretty well. I was raw at the time. I had just started to write music and started to perform here and there. And then I dropped Royalty Volume 2, King Me, and that's where I really felt like I had something. I had a great intro track to the mixtape, which carried me to showcases, and then I had a backup track to that called Crown Me, and it's a great performance track, and I was able to capture crowds with that. And then that next track, I had this rock track called Schwam, which is where this hashtag Schwam comes along everywhere. But those three tracks kind of set the platform of that mixtape, and I was traveling to New York doing showcases and winning them with DJ Don DeMarco, hosting and everything like that. And that's where I was like, you know what? I think I want to start to do this better and more professionally, and it took about 2 years, and then I just released my first album. It's on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, and everything like that, called Triple Crown. And it's just basically an album that's, I'm here now. I've taken the time to study the rap game, the ins and outs, the business of it, because it is first a business now more than anything. And so now it's just kind of just telling the world that I'm here and I'm not going anywhere, and I'm here for a very, very long time.
Good. So what are you working on? You're working on an album?
Right now, yes, I am. I'm working on my second album called Lush Life, tentatively.
I love all the names of your albums. I like that. I like how you're making them flow with each other.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And they're all around your name, Roi Lush.
It's definitely not just me, though. I have a team of people around me, and I think that my two biggest critics, fans, no yes men people are my two brothers. They never will let me put out anything corny. They're the first two people that hear everything, and they're not afraid to say, you know what, I don't like that.
That was trash.
Exactly. It's trash. I have to hear that. So it's
I think every artist needs that around them.
Definitely.
You have yes men around you
all the time.
How you gonna know if you hot or not?
Exactly. But this one is something special because now I'm able to step outside of my comfort zone and be the type of hip hop artist I've always wanted and thought I could be. Mm-hmm. For so long, I was not writing in a very mature style because I was teaching. And when you're a certified teacher, you can't talk about certain things. You can't touch on certain subjects because you have students whose parents have they have a very big influence around here, and you could probably get fired. So you know what? I got to just take the time and say, you know what? Now's the time I have to leave teaching, which is a a total hard thing to do because you're stable, you make a good salary, you have a pension and all that, and it's comfortable.
Right.
But life isn't about being comfortable. I think you like need to feel uncomfortable. Like you need to feel hungry to get to where you're at. And so like I had to take this chance to go do it myself.
That's good.
And this definitely shows on this album, seriously.
That's good. When is the album set to drop? Do you have a
Oh
set
man,
date?
so like I've started to record now, and I'm aiming towards like early fall right now, so like September, October. But it's definitely something to look out for. And then in the meantime, I'll just be dropping singles, freestyle vids, and some really hot videos from Triple Crown. So it's great time to be Roi Lush and Team Royalty right now.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, Roy, tell the people where they can find your social medias.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Your social medias and where they can find your music, like the names and
Okay.
all of that.
Instagram, Twitter at Roi Lush, ROILUSH. Snapchat, Roi Lush 21. SoundCloud, Roi Lush. YouTube, Roi Lush. Facebook, official Roi Lush. Royalty, Volume 1, 2. And Triple Crown is even on SoundCloud now, but I'm on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Tidal, all that. And I'm everywhere now.
Great. Well, I want to thank you so much for
Absolutely.
coming on BTV.
Thank you.
The Artist Spot featuring Roi Lush this week. We want to thank him and his team. Good job. You did a great job, and you're going to perform a song for us, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we're going to get to that. Thank you so much, Roy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
BTV, a platform for the truth, at the Artist Spot with Roi Lush. And I just wanted to come back for a minute because after we finished the interview, we had a couple of little, we had, a little discussion. So I wanted to ask Roy, because he's opened up for a lot of people and he's done a lot of big stages. So tell us a little bit about some of the people that you opened up for and how big those stages were.
Okay, so at the Trocadero Theater a couple years ago was KRS-One, Das Effects. Opened up for PD Crack in Westchester, Young Thug, PNB Rock in Pittsburgh Summer Jam, K-Camp and Fetty Wap at Stage 48, Jim Jones, The Game, Young M.A. at Club Reverb up in Reading, PA, Big Crit at Penn State University. So there's been a couple big names I've touched a couple stages with. It's been humbling.
Good. That's what's up. So, without further ado, Roy is about to perform for the Artist Spot on BTV, and he will be performing Hallelujah. So, let's give it up for Roy.
Going cold, I'm unpacking my sweaters, cause all I need is this cheese and I'm stacking this cheddar. Shit, I'm responsible for rap getting back to the era where it was all about the lyrics. You had to rewind and hear it, so read between these lines while this artist's mind does a steering. I'ma take you to a place that'll have you shining in spirit. When I say it's all love, it's not just a term of endearment, no interference. I see where I'm headed like I predicted. So many twists and turns, there's no fucking way that it's scripted. See me speaking in code, it's encrypted like hieroglyphics. Just progress, but if the shit ain't broke, there's no need to fix it. You listen and get a glimpse of my life, my freedom of speech, my rights. As a human, there's different ways I can reach every soul on this globe. I inspire just like I teach. I go to church to get the word and I say, preach, hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Raised on slow jams, sang along with Whitney, that woman could really blow, man. We all have a story, which way did I want to go, man? Want legend status, whether Michael Jackson or Chopin, or Bach or Nas, I'm Pac inside. They say invest in yourself and your stock will rise. Get richer, this bigger picture's never cropped in size. But see, I'm blessed, no regrets, so I got to try, I'm dream chasing. In a way, I'm a Freemason, I'm an underground king that's rising from deep basement. But the closer you become, the harder to be patient. But I'm smarter than your average artist who's complacent. I want it all. Who can stop me? None of y'all. Next time, just think twice. Is this the lush that you wanted, dog? Cause it's a rap on every verse and every track. Shit, I snap. I got it down, pat like I'm Summerall. So done with y'all, I'm giving lessons while I school you. I put myself in these positions like Kama Sutra. The devil's lurking, he can try to fool you, try to recruit you, but he don't know I'm ready. Hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Thank you, BTV, Artist Spot. It's your boy Roi Lush out here in Paoli, PA. 610 Music Group, mainline Assassin. Schwank!
Woo! Four at the Derby in Kentucky. Some supporters put up stakes and why the hell not? Cause they knew it was a rap at the Belmont. So I'm just saying, if you didn't know before, well they know me now.